Hey everyone, I've been on in a while. Just wanted to show everyone my altar. This is my ancestral altar, slash spirit animal and like power animal stuff. It's all cluttered. I know you're supposed to separate them. I'm not gonna be able to separate them until I move, so they're kind of all smushed into like one area. Pictures are right here of family members. Right in here in a bag so they don't get all dusty. When I move into my new place, I put them up on the wall, like above it. Sage, a little prayer that I got out of these prayers. I actually got those examples, really good examples, out of this book, which I recommended before. Very good book. These are a bunch of shark's teeth that I had growing up. Family member gave them to us. We probably have like thousands of them. And these right here are bobcat claws, ethically collected. Those are my cards. Actually, another one's down there. These are my ogham. I don't know if I can untie that. Hold on a minute. See if I can untie it for you guys. Hold on. These are ogham. I don't think I broke this. Let me take some of them out. These are ogham. These are not all of them, obviously. There's only a couple of them. But they're made out of various types of wood that correspond with that ogham. Really cool. So you can cast. They're kind of like runes. Very similar. But they're just really cool. So hold them and put them back real quick. Because those are really awesome. You can use those. There's the other ones. Like oracle cards, those. This is a watch my uncle gave me before he passed away. And it's LL Bean, and LL Bean is made up in Maine, that company, and that's where I'm from. That's where I was born. These are just bracelets. This is my chain that I used to wear for like 15 years, but it broke. From the Hopi tribe. I absolutely love this. Love this. That's my chain that snapped. I gotta get a new one. And this is a fisher cat skull that I found in the woods. I found this and I bleached it myself. And I glued the teeth on. The whole entire carcass was there, but the only thing that was really good intact was the skull. These are shells. And yeah, that's it. This is water for my ancestors. You have to, you can offer them water, food. These are little scents that you can burn in here. There's a necklace in here. Yeah, just little things I've had. I really do want to make it bigger and when I have more space eventually. So these are really cool, like fossilized teeth and stuff. There's a ton of shark's teeth. And yeah, when I was watching Drone's video last night. Actually reminded me of this book, which is The Medicine Wheel. And this is a Native American book. I got this a while back. It's the Medicine Wheel, the Grove, all of those circle type of, worshipping areas have been in many different cultures for thousands and thousands of years. Um, it just reminded me of that last night, and I was like, oh, I know about that. Just like a really cool workbook, really cool workbook. I haven't really worked with it much though, but because I don't have my space yet to even make anything a grove or anything like that yet. But it just reminded me of that, and I was reading it this morning and reading about it. It's really interesting. And yeah, I mean, I was thinking last night, and it's like you were talking about, different gods and stuff like that in the middle. Same thing with the medicine wheel, offerings and stuff like that. I never felt a strong connection to any god, or gods, goddesses, anything of that sort. I've always felt very connected to my mother, and ancestors. I feel a really good connection with them, so I work with them a lot. I go to my mother's grave, my grandparents' grave, and my great grandparents' grave, and I clean their graves, clean their gravestones. I do the edging. Like I make them presentable. And I did that a couple months ago for the first time. And then I just recently went there about 2 weeks ago and did another cleaning. I do have a bunch of ancestors up in New Hampshire. I have ancestors in New Hampshire, ancestors in Rhode Island, ancestors in Massachusetts, in Maine. So there's a bunch of graves I have to go around and go clean. Like great grandparents and this and that. I do eventually want to do that, because that's very important. To show respect and get connected with your ancestors again. I like working with ancestors. Like I said before, I never had a strong pull to any god. I mean, until one comes along, and wants to work with me. Not, Irish, Native American, Christian, nothing. I don't know why. I don't feel a connection with any of them. Nourish, not even them either, I mean, I kind of do feel, kind of like left out. I'm like, oh, these people, like, they have connections with, all these gods and this and that. I don't, I really don't, and it kind of just stinks, but, I do have connection with my ancestors. And I'm not saying that it won't happen in the future, because we're all on different journeys, but that's just me personally. I'm very spiritual, like I read about the Norse gods, the Irish gods, this and that, but again, I just don't really have a connection. It kind of just stinks. So, I kind of just like being in nature. I will make a little like medicine circle or grove, and do what I need to do, and do this. But yeah, I was just sitting there thinking last night. I was like, I don't feel any pull or any connection to any way, and I have some friends that are going down a shamanic path. I tried doing that for a little bit because there's shamans. Shamans not just a Native American thing. There's been shamans in many different cultures, even over in Europe. I don't know. I mean, I'm still trying to figure out my way. I'm only 30, so I'm very young. Still have a lot of learning to do, but I'm just trying to find my way in this world. But yeah, I just want to pop on here, been on a while. My dog's doing good. She's over here snoring and sleeping. Snake's doing good. My cat's doing good. My business is picking up. I just had about a case of athlete's foot, so I had to get on antibiotics. Because my toe got infected, because it was a weird case of the blistering athlete's foot from wearing soggy shoes at work. So Yeah, take care of your health, everyone, because it's gonna cost you in the long run if you don't. And I'm very stubborn when it comes to stuff like that. So, but no, I just want to pop on to say hi, everyone. And yeah, so uh, yeah, I'm still working through my own journey and everything, and I hope everyone's doing well and uh, getting back to work and everything. So, all right. Well, I will talk to everyone later. Bye. You know, everyone's path is different. Everyone learns things differently. Everyone has a different connection to different, um, things in life that inspire them, things that pull them or gravitate. They kind of gravitate towards it. Um, I mean, it's like I said, I looked into the Norse gods, the Irish. Um, grew up in Catholicism, not my thing. Um, I tried, and I'm not saying that it won't happen in the future because I can't ever knock anything. Just right now, I do my ancestral stuff because that works. You'll always have a connection to your ancestors, always. You can't question that. It's always going to be there because it's in your blood, it's in your DNA. And that I hold really deep. Both of my parents already deceased. They're dead. They died when I was very, very young. So, one thing I do find very, very fascinating, I was doing, I want to talk about first, this or this, oh, maybe that. So, me and my fiance went to, it's my little journal, cool design on there. I write in this journal every couple days when I feel like it. So she is even filming yet. So she likes coins. And I was always into like old buildings and just, old architecture and stuff like that. And she kind of got me into coins a little bit. So what I thought was so fascinating, which I'm actually trying to get into coins now, I think they're awesome. We go to the flea market down the street, and this guy has a bunch of old-fashioned coins. So I bought a few early 1900s Buffalo nickels. I also bought an 1884 Liberty nickel, which is awesome. I find it fascinating that I can hold a coin in my hand today in 2021 that's 137 years old. Absolutely just blows my mind, because it's like you just don't know, like who's held that coin from 137 years ago, the struggles they went through, the technologies that were back then. I find it so fascinating. And yeah, no, that's just what I'm saying in here. I find it just so awesome. So we're into coins, just like old stuff, from America. Old, like old colonial stuff. I find very, very fascinating too. We went to find it in here. Hold on a minute. Really cool. Was it this one? No, that's not that one. Here. Now we go out to Guildford, Connecticut. In Guildford, Connecticut, is a place where you'll find the Henry Whitfield House. It's the oldest stone house in New England. Henry Whitfield was born in England in 1592 and fled America from religious prosecution from King, I think, James the Fifth, I want to say, somewhere around there. Henry was a minister of Puritans. And I'm going to add pictures to this, like, after I wrap this up. I'll add pictures to this, or maybe I'll put it now and put a pictures to it and be able to see. Because I do have pictures of inside the place. So today we'd call it a house, but back then it was a fort, and it was, you know, pretty average size, house, and it was called a fort because it held 92 people in it. The ground was made of dirt. There were no wood, no floors. You had your hearth. Your kitchen was just a giant fireplace. Because the technologies back then were very, very different. I find it so fascinating. I'll show you the pictures. Absolutely amazing. Blew my mind. Um, so that house in Guildford, Henry was born in 1592 in England, like England across the seas, not New England, in England, Britain. And that house was built in 1639. That's 382 years old, and I was inside of it. The same stone I was able to touch, the wood from almost 400 years ago. Absolutely amazing, blows my mind. Um, just so so cool. So that's in Guildford, and then we went we went back to Guildford, and Guildford has, I want to say, 4 or 5 ancient, like, old houses. We went back there this past July 20th. We went there on her. We went there on. The heck did we go there? No, I guess we went there on her birthday. Um, and we went to see the Highland house and the Griswold house. Both of those were built in the 1700s. I want to say the Highland house is from 1740, and the Griswold was like from 1780. Again, I got to walk inside. I took pictures. I was more fascinated again with the Henry Whitfield house because it was just so old. Oh my god! And the beds, you were laying on pieces of rope. There's no springs. There is no cushion. Every room in the house had a fireplace because they had no heating. That was your heating back then. They had these little boxes that you put coals in to heat your feet when you went to a meeting, and a meeting was a church. You went down the street to usually the town center, and you had your meeting or a church meeting. You bring those with you. You walk there horseback, and so I did Ancestry a while ago. I still do research on it. What are we at now? 7:26. So I discovered my sixth great grandfather, Thomas Eastman II, fought in the Battle of Bunker Hill on June 17th, 1775. He was a private in the 8th Company, Baldwin, 1st Regiment under Captain Hale and Captain Hutchins, and under the Colonels Starks and Colonel Cilley, Cilley, in the New Hampshire Continental Troops. My sixth great grandfather in New Hampshire. This is on my father's side who passed away. And my seventh great grandfather, the same line, my seventh great grandfather was a lieutenant. Lieutenant Daniel Page was one of the signers of the Declaration of Loyalty to the Course of the Independence, dated 10/15/1776, and covered the town of Rochester, New Hampshire. He also served as a lieutenant in the regiment of Captain Henry Elkins in the New Hampshire Militia and the Continental Army. I find that just fascinating. And I think that's why I have more of a connection to this land as a way, is because some of my bloodline has been so far away from Ireland, England, Scotland, just Europe. My bloodline hasn't been there in God knows how many generations. I think it goes beyond this. I know one of my bloodlines the Meader family is a founder in New Hampshire, and they, I think, go to the 1500s. So some of my bloodlines are very, very old, and I just feel more of a connection to this land, and more of a pull to this land, than I do from anything overseas. you know, even though it's, you know, like I am Irish and English and Scottish and German, a little bit Swedish. I'm in a bunch of different European things. But I just feel very connected to this land. Um, but yeah, you know, I just want to share some of the stuff I discovered lately, some of the stuff I've been up to. And yeah, so, you know, like I said, you know, your ancestors, they can guide you. You know, you don't always necessarily need gods and goddesses. Ancestors, they'll guide you. You just have to work with them. You can't be selfish. Kind of like give and take relationship. You can't always keep asking. You have to give back and respect them always. You know, because they're your family. So, yeah, I just wanted to catch everyone up on everything. The meatball. Alright, don't have anything else to talk about. Some of the books on the shelf. No books. I'm reading Circe's right now, really interesting book. This one, pretty cool. Chapter 10, just a fun book. You know, just fun to read. Kind of fucked up how mean her family was to her. Like, just so fucked up. Yeah. But, I think she'll get revenge eventually. The Founding Brothers. Another one, really cool, by Joseph J. Ellis. And yeah, you know, kind of just jump from here to there and that. You take in a little bit of here, a little bit of there, and you learn, and you kind of put things together. So, this is a really cool book, actually, my brother's book. Hold on. I know we're like almost 12 minutes, but this one's really cool. Alright, well, it's getting kind of late, and I'll see you guys. Bye-bye.